Friends, ego is often seen as the root cause of many problems because it creates a distorted sense of self-importance and separation from others. When the ego dominates, it can lead to various negative behaviors and feelings. By exploring how the ego impacts our lives, we can uncover the reasons behind many of our struggles and learn how to overcome them. So let's discuss here the evils that originate from ego. Number one, conflict and anger. When two people have a disagreement, their egos might make them feel like they must win the argument at all costs. Instead of listening and understanding each other, they become defensive and aggressive. For instance, in a workplace, two colleagues might clash over a project idea. If their egos are involved, they might argue endlessly, damaging their relationship and slowing down the project's progress. Number two, jealousy and envy. Ego makes us compare ourselves to others constantly. If someone achieves something we desire, our ego might make us feel inferior. For example, if a friend buys a new car, instead of feeling happy for them, our ego might make us feel jealous and resentful, thinking we deserve the same or better. Number three, insecurity and low self esteem. While ego can make us feel superior, it can also make us feel inferior. It creates a false sense of identity based on external achievements and approval. If we don't meet these expectations, we feel unworthy. For example, a student who constantly seeks validation through grades might feel devastated by a single bad mark, thinking it defines their worth. Number four, greed and materialism. Ego drives us to accumulate more wealth and possessions to prove our worth to others. It makes us believe that our value lies in what we own rather than who we are. For example, someone might work excessively long hours, sacrificing health and relationships just to buy a bigger house or a more expensive car to impress others. Number five, lack of empathy and compassion. Ego makes us focus on our own needs and desires, often at the expense of others. It can make us less empathetic and compassionate. For example, a manager driven by ego might disregard the well being of their employees, pushing them to work harder without considering their mental health or personal lives. Number six, fear and anxiety. The ego makes us fear failure and judgment because it ties our self worth to our successes and others' opinions. For example, a talented artist might never showcase their work because they fear criticism. This fear and anxiety prevent them from sharing their talent with the world and from personal growth. Instead of embracing challenges as opportunities to learn, the ego makes them avoid risks, leading to stagnation. Number seven, superiority complex. Ego can create a false sense of superiority, making us believe we are better than others. This attitude can alienate us from friends, family, and colleagues. For instance, a team leader who thinks they are smarter than everyone else might dismiss others' ideas and contributions. This not only stifles creativity and teamwork but also breeds resentment and division within the team, ultimately harming productivity and morale. Number 8. Poor relationships. Ego driven behaviors often harm relationships. When ego takes over, we might refuse to apologize or admit mistakes, believing it would make us appear weak. For example, in a marriage, one partner might stubbornly insist they are right during a disagreement. This refusal to apologize or compromise can cause deep emotional wounds and build up resentment over time, leading to a breakdown in communication and intimacy. Number 9. Resistance to change. Ego makes us resistant to feedback and change because it threatens our self-image. An employee who receives constructive criticism might ignore it, thinking they know better than their manager. This resistance prevents them from improving and adapting, which can limit their career growth and hinder their ability to succeed in a constantly evolving work environment. Instead of seeing feedback as a chance to grow, the ego views it as a personal attack. And finally, the number 10, isolation. Ego creates a sense of separation from others, making us overly focused on our own success and desires. For example, a person who is always striving to outdo everyone else might neglect their relationships. They might skip family gatherings or avoid spending time with their friends, believing their work is more important. Over time, this behavior leads to loneliness and a lack of meaningful connections, which are essential for emotional well being and happiness. So, friends, understanding how ego influences our behaviors and relationships is crucial for personal growth and well being. By recognizing these patterns, we can work towards managing our ego, maintaining healthier relationships, and creating a more fulfilling life. Thank you for watching.